I went live. I just went live. I couldn't wait 3 minutes. I was like, oh, forget it. I'm tired of waiting around. I'm just going for it. Just going to do it. Hope you're doing great today. I have not even, except for this morning, I haven't even looked at the chart. From what I've gathered, the UFO are doing great against Pulse. So we're going to look at that. And I have a nice little outline that I'm using today, which is wonderful. I was like getting things organized and getting things ready and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm done getting ready. I'm just going to go. So we're going to follow my list today. We're going to cover charts, news, ratios, and a bunch of other stuff. And we're going to keep it for like new people. The chat is open. If you got a question, drop it in the chat. Then if you have a comment, I'd like to hear your comments. I would like to hear that anybody's out there. So I see like little eyeballs in here, which is cool. I know people are watching. It just always helps when somebody says something in the chat. But more importantly, I want to hear any questions that you guys have and comments like, hey, Ayok, good to see you, man. An old buddy. From the early days, if I may say. Charts, news, and ratios. Let's look at the chart here. There's one chart, there's one image that I'm gonna have to fumble around to find. Just thought I'd say hi. Night. Okay, David, man. Well, stop. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Have a good night, man. And we will keep things cooking while you're sleeping. How much UFO is needed to earn $10 a day? Woo! Let's just go with reflections. If you wanted to LP, let me know that. But let's just go reflections. And sorry guys, I gotta write down something because I didn't get my data for today. So I gotta stick this sticky note to my forehead and make sure I do it. So put it on the back of my phone. Let's find out, man. How much UFO is needed to earn $10 a day? Okay, we can do this. But this is all based on volume. So we can't predict volume. But what I can do is I can show you what we have earned. Give me a second. In the past. That's easy. Okay, so I'm going to go to my rewards estimator, UFO, the UFO estimator. And this is some guys. Let me get these copied here. And I'm going to put in here. Let's see. Okay, we're going to have to look at a couple things here. We got to look at the volume, AOC, and reflections. Right. Okay. We'll do it, man. This is a good question. So here's a $128,000 volume day. And the yield was 158, but that's LP. We want reflections. So we're going to eliminate a couple columns here, a few columns. Hold on. We're going to hide these. Do not delete them. That would be tragic. Total reflections value. That would be for the day. You see this column right here? It says reflections values. That's for the day. 2 cents. Okay, for $128,000 in volume. So ignore everything else. We're looking at these two columns here. Volume and reflections. Oh, come on, thing. Right here. Okay, but the thing of it is, you look up here, what's your liquid? Okay, so this keeps doing this. This is not even cool, guys. Do not do that to me. I'm trying to get some work done here. Did I make a mistake? Hold on. Volume and reflections. Okay, just stay right there. Okay, now You see his reflections was half a penny. He's got 15 million. Looks like let's pop a billion in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a billion tokens. Billion tokens gives him $36. And you were wondering, for $10 a day, 30.310 divided by 0.36 is going to be 27. Looks like 27 some odd. 27 billion would earn $10 a day. Oh, at $34,000 in volume. But if you take a million divided by 34,000 is 29. 27 divided by 29. Well, with a billion tokens at $1 million a day, you can earn about $10 a day. Hey, Romeo, is that good for you, AOC? Another way you can do it is go into ptgc.com and put in your calculator and put in your wallet address. But yeah, that's about the skinny on that. So $1 billion tokens at $1 million in volume a day is going to earn you about $10 a day in reflections. That's what it looks like to me. That's the quick answer. All right, let's go ahead and look at what's shaking over in the charts. Well, Bitcoin is at $95,600. So, I mean, it pumped up to what? Whoa, did it crest? No, this is the monthly. Let's go to the daily. It went up to 97.7. It's $1,200 below that right now. $2,200. Ethereum also it's just gonna follow Bitcoin, but it also did some really, it pumped a little bit this week, and I was impressed. I was happy with that. And of course, Pulse Chain followed suit. Or did it? Wait a second. I'm eating my words, guys. Well, it kind of did right here. And then it just, what happened? What happened to our favorite Pulse Chain? It is my favorite chain. I'm jesting, but I'm like, oh man, what in the world happened? Well, leverage. It's a leverage, man. And when the other one pumps, Pulse is going to pump greater. When the other one dumps, Pulse is going to dump greater. That's just how I'm looking at it. Okay. pTGC is a leverage on Pulse. What is it doing? Well, in USD, it's down to 0.0002270. The ratio is looking good at 8.8. I think it was a little higher this morning. I think the ratio was better this morning. Let's see, because I did check it. I think I lied. I did check the charts earlier this morning. I just hadn't checked them all day. So yeah, we were up here. Look, we got up to 9 here in the last day. Hot dog. I like that. UFO. How is it doing? Well, it's just following suit. How about on ratios? It's coming up a little bit. I mean, guys, it's just slow right now. It is what it is. It's going to be slow. So is there any news we need to talk about? And you are welcome, Ayok. Anything happen? Like on the weekends, guys, I'm pretty unplugged from everything. I do the space stream Saturday morning, and then I'm not in here till Sunday afternoon. So been working and grinding in the background, but as far as macro stuff like community, Pulse Chain, everything, I'm just I am really unplugged. But I think we're going to bounce off of that. That was good. So and this is for new people. So let's talk about the differences between pTGC and UFO. pTGC is 5% fee. UFO is a 6% fee. pTGC's LP is mostly burnt. It's like almost all burnt. Not all of it, but it's mostly burnt. UFO's LP is user provided. And I'm one of those users. I'm providing LP for UFO. pTGC. Let me count on my fingers here. Is 19 months old. UFO. His birthday was earlier last week. It was last week. It's 12 months old. UFO is. Those are the main differences. Is there any news, Ayok, of a Binance and Kraken listing? Like, I've heard references to those, but I haven't heard anything yet. Do tell. That'd be big. There is a gentleman, I don't remember his name, Crypto Rand, somebody. I don't remember specifically, but I have it in writing that he says if Pulse Chain is listed, I will interview the Grays. So listed on Kraken. He said if it gets listed on Kraken, I will interview you guys. I'm like, okay, man, let's do it, man. So I'm all ears. Are we on Kraken yet? That's my exchange, by the way. I like Kraken. I've been with them since the beginning of my crypto journey. Let's have a look at the Slade chart. I've got a window open, guys. I know it's probably noisy, but it's just a little warm in my office, so I'm cracking the window. All right, guys, look at the chart. Look at what's been happening every time. Okay, you got the 4 lines down at the bottom, which are Inc, Hex, PulseX, and Pulse. Those are the 4 core tickers. And then you have the Grays currencies up there in outer space, bouncing off the firmament, pTGC and UFO. If that chart does not impress you, then I don't know what to do. Maybe you need some artificial resuscitation. I'm telling you what, guys. Look at the exaggerated response in any upward movement in the 4 core tickers. And you guys can do this. When you go to your deck screener, just put in, like, if you want to look at how pTGC has been moving up against Pulse Chain, flip your chart. I'll show you. Flip your chart from, I did it, but I didn't really show you, from USD, and let's just zoom all the way out. I mean, it's a good looking chart. This is UFO. In terms of USD, it's up and to the right. And guys, when you it looks flat, right? But watch this. Okay, it doesn't work as well with UFO. When you zoom to the left, it's going to go. It will improve with chart history with time. Here, let's do this. Put it on the 3-day. Okay, that might smooth it out a little bit. Okay. Okay, this is in terms of USD. Now, from this point, let's flip the chart to WPLS. I have to zoom out. And put it on the 3-day too. And look. How UFO has been performing against WPLS. So it's moving up in 2 different ways. It's moving up in dollar terms and in pulse terms. It's costing more pulse to, per UFO. So, I mean, I don't hold pulse. It's the gas token. I like it. It has value, but I'm not holding it for long-term appreciation. I am flipping it into this token and pTGC because these tokens are moving up against pulse. Why would I hold pulse? pTGC, 19 months track record. UFO, 12 months of chart history. Perfect, flawless operation. And a strong history of moving up against the layer 1. I'm holding the Grays. I love Pulse. I love Hex, Inc, PulseX. I love Richard Hart. But I'm holding the Grays tokens because I'm a capitalist, because I'm an opportunist, because I love Pulse Chain, and these tokens are holding, they're supporting Pulse Chain. We are literally burning, locking, putting away forever and ever all of these tokens: Hex, Pulse, PulseX, Inc, whatever else, whatever kind of tokens you want to refer to this as being Richard Hart kind of on his chain tokens, like most. We are LP'ing with these tokens, not most. but we're LPing with them, sending the PLP tokens to the dead address where they can never be recovered ever again. So we are supporting Pulse Chain, and we love Richard Hart and his tokens, his projects. How much pTGC is needed to become a whale? Oh, you remind me, my friend, of something. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. You're going to need, well, the supply right now, this is how I look at it, Mercus, is circulating supply that I can get my hands on, basically, is what I'm going to use for reference. pTGC starting supply was 333 billion. It's now 292 billion. So 1% of that is 2.92 billion you would need to have in pTGC to be a whale. And that's a bucket ton of money. You ready for this? I'm going to show you. What you might, dude, go get your whale position, dude. 2.92, but I'm going to show you something here. 292. That's going to be $667,000. All right, I'll tip my hat to you if you can get yourself a whale position, dude. Now, if you wanted to get a position, like what we can do is, we're going to subtract a 0, which means a shark position. There's your shark, 66,284. One more 0. Dolphin, $6,628. Okay, and 2 dolphins would be 13,256. Do you follow that? So you can get 2 dolphins for 13 plus. Okay, which is 29 million. Yeah, 29 million tokens. So get what you can. That's always been my advice. I love to have achievements and then get multiples of those achievements. That's how I've looked at this journey of mine. But I'm glad you're asking. Why? Because it means he's after something. So let's see. Did I get ahead of myself? What separates pTGC from other tax tokens, other fee-based tokens? I'll tell you exactly what separates pTGC from other fee-based tokens. And by the way, guys, I'm going to get this off my chest. Whenever these fee-based tokens and these ecosystems come out, have you seen them in the last, since pTGC and UFO came out? When they come out, 300,000 to be a whale? 600,000. 600,000, dude. 600,000. I just showed you guys. Let me show you. Pull it up again. Gray's currency right there. 292. You'd have to have 2.92 billion. I wish there were commas in here. There's 3. Yeah. 663,000. Yeah, for a whale, man. Yeah. I know it. And at one time you could pick up a whale for probably less than $1,000. Where was I when that was going on? All right, guys. Everybody that comes out with a new project, new ecosystem, what do they refer to as we are like, or we are a better, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what does that mean? They're calling out to a higher tech. Can I put it that way? They might be innovating, but why are they referring to the Gray's currencies? Because we're the alphas. Not that we cannot be usurped. I'm not that vain to think that this is the be all end all token. I think it could be. I really hope it is. But when people are referring to, up the chain for where they came from, well, you might want to look up the chain, see where they came from. And I don't know. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I've been thinking about that. So what separates pTGC from the other guys? the other ecosystems, tokens. And what's interesting is that we did this right from the beginning. I don't know why. I should ask. What separates us is the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization that every staker of pTGC is a part of. Why is the DAO, in my opinion, the deciding difference, the distinct difference between pTGC, pTGC, and the other fee-based tokens? Why? Because of what it allows us to do. The DAO allows us to pivot with market changes. Why? Well, we've got like over $300,000 in DAO funds right now that came from transaction volume that can be used for anything that we vote on. Top 100 stakers can submit proposals. All the stakers get to vote according to how much you have staked. So when most token comes out, Richard Hart meme coin, and within 72 hours, we've decided we're going to LP with it. We can do that. And we did that. And we got all of our value back within another 72 hours or something like that. It was amazing. I watched the thing happen. I watched it unfold. And that is what separates the Grays currencies from other fee-based tokens. Here's another thing. And I'm not going to be able to articulate this. I'm going to have to slide it. I have to put it on a slide. I put it in a tweet earlier this week. But it's that all of our earnings, all of our yield from reflections and staking is backed by value sitting in LP pools. And there's actually even more value there than there is rewards sitting in people's wallets. So that is another distinct factor. Okay, so back to the DAO. What's cool about the DAO is that we're like a ship on the sea. We can turn the ship wherever we want and win it whenever we want, as long as those DAO proposals pass. And that can take some time, less than a week, I think, in most cases. Or, so the DAO is like a ship on the sea, but your standard buy, hold, pray that it goes up token, that's all it can do is go up and down. pTGC goes up and down, but it's got another dynamic in there that allows us to affect the trajectory of how it goes up and comes down, it's like you're tuning something. Buying Bitcoin and waiting for number go up, that's great, man. You're going to crush it. You're going to do okay, at least with Bitcoin. But with a token like pTGC, we can turn it up just a little bit, and who sneezes at, just a little bit of more gains, because a little more gains today, 10 years from now, you can only imagine what the difference could be. An extra dollar today, what could you turn that dollar to in crypto over the course of 10 years? Okay, I want that extra dollar. The DAO allows for that. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's have a look at Secreto Bank. And I do have these pulled up. So Prairie Banana did something really dumb this week. I ran out of room on my computer. Google told me, and they're like, you got to pay us $1.99. Otherwise, you can't use us anymore. So I signed up, got that took care of. Suddenly Chrome didn't work, and it didn't work, and then it didn't work again. I couldn't even pull it up. So I was like, oh, I guess I got to reinstall. That was dumb. All my bookmarks. That was so bad. And all my stuff in Rabby Wallet, gone. I have to reinstall everything right in the middle of a big project too, which is like, yeah. I'm working on something, guys. I'm working on something for the Grays. I'm not going to share with it. I'm not sharing it with you guys yet, but in due time, I will. I don't know when it's going to be. Probably a few weeks. Got something exciting that I'm I'm going to add some value to the community. It's not a token. Not a token. No, sir. So this is pTGC on secretobank.com. Why am I showing you this? Because I am demonstrating to you guys that this is pTGC. It is. Okay. That pTGC is an index of a bunch of different tokens. We are an index of the core tokens on Pulse Chain. All of these tokens here, these 3, 6, 8 tokens here, have $100,000 or more of liquidity with pTGC. X, Most, Hex, PulseX, Burn, Liquid, PLS, and UFO. So when you hold pTGC, you own some of these tokens. And you can even go down here and look at Atropa, Inc., Teddy Bear, the other Teddy, or another Teddy, whatever. Die. It's only 500. Well, no, look, I'm looking at volume. Sorry. $71,000 of volume today with Die, guys. Okay. I guess Die hasn't died. Alien, $69,000 in liquidity. Axis, $62,000. Emerald, I haven't heard of that one. Trump, wrapped Bitcoin. The list goes on. pTGC is an index of the top assets on Pulse Chain. It is the top asset, and it's an index of the other ones. When those tokens have their run, they're going to drag pTGC up. They're going to push pTGC up. You watch. I've seen it with my own 2 eyeballs. I saw it when Inc. ran. I saw it when PDI ran. I've seen it. What was another one? PulseX? Has PulseX had a really good run? I'm trying to think. Hey, John, how's it going? I'm trying to think of any tokens that had like a good run that really, we could distinctly see them dragging pTGC up. Maybe Hex. Yeah. But when they run, they're going to pull the grays up. We've seen it over and over again. And they're an index. The grays currencies are an index of the best tickers on Pulse Chain. So let's look at UFO. And we're going to see something very similar. Let me get it sorted here. Can you guys hear the cars driving by? These big old trucks. They got their pipes all tuned and everything. Ayok says, well, I'm not a whale, but I got millions of pTGC and it'll grow over time. That's the spirit, dude. That is it. It's all about attitude, right? I'm not a whale either. But I may be if I hold long enough, but it'll be a long time. It's going to be a while. But the possibility exists, and we're all here to speculate. Yeah, it got to be. No, that wasn't a dually, but I don't think he was a dually. But they do pass by. You're happy being a dolphin. But you were after a shark position. Wasn't that you, John? So you must be close. Yes. I love that, dude. You got some before a penny. You're happy about that. There's some smart people, like one of my buddies. I use a smart cookie. I really like him. And he's in a group with smart guys that might be smarter than him, but I'd be surprised. He's like, oh, Prairie, you calling for 10-cent pTGC? I plan on waving at 10-cent pTGC on our way past it. I like that. I like that. Okay, cool, John. But even if I don't make it to a shark, I'm still happy being a dolphin. John, I bet you got more than one dolphin position. I mean, if you got 5, if you're halfway to a shark, then you have 5 dolphin positions. Congratulations. Because there's going to be people that'll be happy to, yes, have 1 dolphin position. If you've got 5, yeah, man, it's all about those multiples. Let's have a look at UFO. Yeah, me too, guys. I'm with you. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'm with you. Yes, this cycle, I'm hoping this cycle. UFO, let's look at their LP, because UFO is also an index of the best tickers on Pulse Chain. Okay. And why why do you I have all these quotes that I found about famous people promoting indexes. Why? Because you spread your risk, right? By holding this, you hold all of these. So you don't need to hold one of these or two or all five, which you can, but you're also simplifying your holdings. Like you can just hold this one, and in essence, you hold all of these. That's an index token. And some of the famous financiers have been large proponents of indexes. pTGC and UFO are an index. Like the term or not, they are. And so they're like a claim check. For example, let me give you one example. pTGC finally went 1-to-1 with Pulse Chain on August 26th last year. And right now it's at like 8 or 9-to-1. So if you had sold all of your Pulse, let's say you had a big old bag of Pulse, you sold it and you bought pTGC instead. Today, literally, after we already ran up to 24-to-1, you would have 8x'd your Pulse bag. Okay, so since August to today, you decided you love Pulse more. Well, flip it back into Pulse 8 times, dude. That's an 8x on your Pulse by holding pTGC. I wonder what's coming in the future, though. I mean, last year, Pulse ran up 4x and pTGC ran up 40x. I prefer to hold the Gray's currencies, personally. UFO. What is it bonded to? Okay, take note. pTGC and UFO have a thick liquidity together, $1.5 million in today's value. And of course, their second LP is going to be the biggest one. UFOs is $1.2 million with WPLS. Let's see what pTGC's is. 1.1. How is it that UFOs LP is larger? Oh, because it's community provided. So you know what we need to do, guys? We need to promote people to come over to the Gray's currencies and bond their RH tickers with UFO. I mean, they're gonna come, but like I've forgotten that. Like, promote it. Come over, guys, and bond with UFO, and make that juicy APY. You got Hex sitting in a wallet. You like to hold it liquid instead of stake it. Fine. Bond it with UFO and make that APY. You know, I think I've got do I have a Hex UFO stake? I mean LP. I might. Our UFO with PulseX LP is $952,000. Hex $798,000. eHex $504,000. Inc. $468,000. And then we have an LP with most $147,000 with it. And why is that important too, guys? Why is it important that we have these LPs? Because these thicker liquidity pools are more attractive to people to buy in, to buy from, to buy through. However that all works. And I kind of know how it works. I'm just not great at articulating it. But then also we have these AMM bots that are equalizing the pools across all the different pairs. And they are trying to find the best deal for the transaction that user A is trying to transact on. They're trying to find the best deal for him, for all the users. So they're looking for pools that they can go into and out of that have thick liquidity. Why? To reduce slippage. So we've got these intelligent AI bots that are 24/7, 365 days a year, arbitraging in and out of these pools for pTGC and UFO, finding the best deal. They're looking for the thickest pools. We are building thick pools. We have thick pools. And guess what they're doing? When they buy and sell pTGC and UFO, they're paying the fee. And they'd gladly do it as long as they come out ahead. They pay our fee. And what does that do for us? It pays us APY. Have we talked about that yet? We did talk about that, but we only talked about it in terms of like the percent for pTGC. Good day, Condor. Good to see you all. Happy with a 40x from here. Yeah, I think we're gonna see that, man. All right, let me regurgitate the fees for you, because this is important. It's important for me to have it on the tip of my tongue, and it's important for you guys to know. So we talk about bots arbitraging amongst the pairs, paying the fee. Well, what's the fee? Where does it go? How is it used? For pTGC, it's 5%. But I told you that, but I didn't break it down. 1% goes to holders. So $1,000 pTGC transaction is going to be $50. So 1%, $10 is going to all the holders according to your position. Dolphin position, whale position, all get their percent of that $10. That's 1%. 1% goes to holders and stakers according to their position. 0.5% burn is sent to the burn address. 0.5% of the pTGC is sent to the burn address. It's just eliminated off the market. It can never, ever, ever, ever be recovered again. And then 0.5% is added to the PLS pair. So we bond pTGC and PLS in a pair, and then send the PLP tokens to the burn address, where they can never, ever, ever be recovered again, building that price floor. And then the final 2% of the 2% goes to the DAO. And the DAO, what it always does with it, almost always, is it's going to buy tokens off the market and burn them. It's going to buy pTGC, send to the dead address, reducing the supply, increasing the value for all the holders. Okay, it's going to do that with that 2%, but it can also pair with other assets. Like if Hex dumped, like for example, overnight, and it had a mega dump, but Pulse was still up here. Well, we got all that Pulse in the treasury, and so we could snipe some cheap Hex, and that's what the DAO does. Burns tokens or buys tokens on the cheap if it can, and pair them with pTGC so we can see so we can have thick LPs like you see in the chart over here on secretobank.com. Link is in the description. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, that's pTGC. Let me know if you have any more questions. Thank you, Crypto Durgan. Appreciate that. The UFO, hold on a second. The UFO fees, 6%. All right, now this one's a little easier, especially for me to recall. 1% goes to holders. I better be able to recall this, or I'm going to be really embarrassed. 1% goes to holders. Okay, as reflections. 3% goes to LP providers. But by the way, guys, holders are crushing it in UFO right now. It's about a 5-to-1 APY. You're making 5 times more APY just for holding UFO versus LP'ing. I'm just being real plain. 1% goes to holders. 3% goes to LP providers. 1%, so that's 4, and then 1% goes to burn pTGC. 1% burns UFO. So we have hyperdeflationary tokens, reducing supply. And what does that mean? Well, when John has his dolphin positions, and over time that main supply is reducing and becoming smaller, and John continues to hodl his bag, well, he's actually increasing in the overall supply, getting closer to that shark position just by doing nothing, because day in, day out, that supply is being reduced by people buying and selling tokens, the DAO burning tokens, and the AMM bots 24/7, 365 burning tokens, leveling out those pools, those liquidity pools. So that is where the fees go, guys. So did we talk about this? I'm referring to my list over here. I was writing this list this morning. I was like, I just got to have an outline. So because I have an outline, you guys are going to have to put up with pauses. But I think you'll get more content if you're willing to put up with pauses here. So here are some key takeaways. 12% plus. 12%. I'm owning that plus. It might only be a quarter, but 12, it's about 12.25% of the pTGC supply has been burnt. I think 8% of the UFO supply has been burnt. Let me confirm that, guys. If you'll wait just 1 second, maybe I can commit this to memory. I can find it real quick. Yep, 8.1% of the supply has been burnt of UFO in its 1 year of history, and we haven't even. We're like a Lambo at the light, revving the engine. I mean, we haven't even punched the gas and dropped the clutch, man, on these two machines, and we've already reduced supply by 12% of pTGC, 8% of UFO. Congratulations for being here early. There are how many people in the Telegram? Let me get my eyes on this, guys. 3,000? I thought it was more than that. There are only 3,000 people in the Telegram, and there are like 14,000 wallets. 14,000 wallets. That's how early we are. And I will get some other statistics together for you guys, but those are some good ones. Like we only have like maybe how many people that hold $1,000 or more of these tokens in a wallet. I don't remember how many it is, but it's not a lot. What does that mean? We are here early. And what does that mean? We should be telling some friends to come over here and get themselves a bag so that they can go to Valhalla with us. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to flip over to the DApp. Dude, you're day 6, John? Are you day 6? Good to see you, Gray's Currency, in here. Good to have you. Man, I'll tip my hat to you just for being day 6. Let's look at the DApp. Let me get it pulled up. Hopefully my wallet will connect and everything. Give me a second. After my little kerfuffle last week of making a mistake and reinstalling my, yep, you are, huh? Cool. All right. I told you I would. That's pretty awesome. I'm more like a day 120, somewhere in there. 6 zeros. Oh, man, you love being part of this. Right on, Kirill. Hey, man, drop. I don't recognize you. Will you drop, Kirill? Drop your drop your Twitter in there. So I want to make sure I'm following you. I like to follow. I know I'm following John and a bunch of you guys. I want to make sure I'm following everybody that has a gold ring. And I'm not sure that I'm following it. If you already know if I'm following you, you don't have to drop it in there. You got in on day 6 or maybe day 5. Man, I got my MV pants on. Sorry, guys. That's pretty sweet. All right, let's review the DApp. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what we're going to do here. We're going to review the DApp, and then we're going to do some moon math, and we'll talk about how to buy it, and we'll get into some position stuff, and then a few other things, and we'll wrap it up and get out of here. So let's go to the DApp. So you can read about the Grace currencies on the home page, but I already told you a bunch of stuff. I'm going to remove this. I love having the media asset here, but I'm not a huge fan of that one. And it's too big. So it just got removed. Let's go to we'll start with pTGC. So this is like global information up here, and this is wallet specific. I have one wallet connected. It's my experimental wallet. It has 1 million pTGC locked for 10 years. And so let me back up here, guys. This is where I have to be able to talk about this like naturally. And I know I can. I just have to do it. So let's talk about pTGC. You can earn with it 3 different ways: by holding, staking, and locking. 3 different things. If you hold it, that means you just got it. Like, as soon as you buy pTGC is sitting in your wallet, you're going to be earning what's called reflections. You don't have to do anything to earn those. They just start showing up. They're not even going to be a transaction in your wallet. They just sort of spooky. It's kind of spooky. They just show up in your wallet. So that's reflections. But if you want to go a step further and earn an additional APY, you will stake your pTGC. And that's what you use the dApp for. You connect your wallet to the dApp. You click on stake, and I'll show you guys this. You click on stake, and then you can stake whatever you want. And there's no time limit. You don't have to pick a time. You can leave it staked forever. You can unstake and restake it every day. Don't do that. You're going to pay a 1% fee every time you end your stake, but you can end part of a stake, which is really cool. And it's only 1%. I think that's about it for staking. You can go a step further and earn the third way that you can earn APY with pTGC, and that is by locking. Now, that is a time commitment, and that is a much larger, 30 times larger fee, early end lock, okay, than versus staking. So if you lock, you're picking, I will get you guys a picture of the locking tiers. I just have to get it in my slide deck. I will tell them I will tell you what they are. You can lock anywhere from 90 days to 3,650 days, which is 365 times 10. So it's 10 years. Okay. 90-day lock will garner you 55% of all the unlock penalties. So there's a bunch of lockers. Whenever they unlock their tokens early, they pay 30% penalty on their principal, which goes to all the other lockers. So where was I? So if you early unlock, that's what you're going to pay. I mean, that's everybody pays the 30% of the early unlock, and it goes to all the other lockers. But you also receive of those early unlock penalties if you don't. Man, where was I going? I realized my train of thought. Let me look at the dApp here. See if I can get back to where I was. Oh, the locking tiers. 90-day lock, you're going to keep 55% of those early end lock penalties that are coming to you. 55%. When you claim, so what you're going to see on this site, pulsetgc.com, you're going to see all of them come in to your wallet. Let's say you have a 90-day lock and you got 1,000 tokens that are in your wallet. You're like, cool, got 1,000. Well, if you're a 90-day locker, you're going to keep 550 of those. 450 is going to the dead address. When you claim them, you claim the tokens, 450 goes to the dead address, reducing supply. 55% stays in your wallet. Okay, that's for a 90-day. 1 year lock is going to keep 60%. 2 year lock, 65%. All the way up to 9-year lock would keep 95%. 10-year lock, 10%. But here's a little trick. If you lock 1 day into the next tier, you're going to earn from that tier. So that's, tuck that under your hat, guys. Write that down if you're going to be locking. I approach locking very carefully. And I advocate being very methodical, very deliberate in your approach to locking, because it is an enormous commitment. 30%. Okay, if you decide to early end lock. So I'm a big advocate of locking in 90-day locks while you think about it if you need some time. No harm, no foul, depending on where you are this time of this in the cycle. And I think at this point of the cycle, I think it's a safe bet we got many months left, I hope. So 90-day lock, if you need some time to think about it, and you're going to earn 55%. And it's kind of a benevolent move, because whenever you claim the tokens, 45% is burned. And that helps everyone, yourself included. So there's a big difference between staking, reflections and staking and locking. And that difference is how the tokens come to you. Not how they come to you, but let's go into that just briefly. The reflections come to you immediately. The staking rewards and locking rewards are held in the smart contract until you claim them. Okay. So that's real simple. But the reflections and staking rewards are going to be based on volume and based on the price of the tokens today. Based on volume, based on the price of the tokens today, and they're mechanically driven. They're based on the smart contract. So 3 things. Ooh, I just learned this. They're based on volume, price of the tokens, and what did I just say? I just lost it. They're mechanically based. That's how the reflections and staking rewards come to you. So every day you're going to get reflections. There's just pretty much it. As long as there's any kind of transaction on any one of the pairs, you're going to get your reflections and your staking rewards. But the locking rewards are very different. They are not dependent on volume. They're not dependent on price, and they're not dependent on human interaction on contract. They are based on human interaction. They're based on people deciding, I'm going to early and lock today. I've made enough profit. I'm going to gift the community the 30% of my principal. That's what the locking rewards are dependent on. So one key difference between holding and staking and locking rewards is these are based on price of the tokens today, and these are going to be based on the quantity of tokens. Okay. If somebody has 1 billion tokens locked up and they decide they're going to early end lock, they're going to forfeit 300 million tokens. It doesn't matter if those tokens are worth $1 billion or $10. All those tokens are going to all the other lockers. What does that mean? Well, as price goes up, and like John May, day 6, AYOC, day whatever, Prairie Banana, day whatever. We're here early, guys. We get a nice juicy bag of pTGC and lock some of it up. We're locking up. We're probably locking up large quantities of pTGC. That means we have a large position of that locking pool. So when this dude early unlocks his 1 billion pTGC and sends 300 million tokens to all the other lockers, us being early and having large position in the locking pool, we're going to get a lot of those tokens. And if those tokens happen to be worth $1 or more, happy days are coming to our town. That's why I'm a big fan of locking, but it comes with a big commitment. Okay, so that's the difference. Let's look at the DApp. Okay, this wallet has earned. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me get my bearings here. Has earned. Okay, the reflections. Does it not show the reflections? It must be up here. Here it is. Has earned 19,000 pTGC in reflections, 26,000 pTGC for staking, 10,300 pTGC for locking. And that's total. And this wallet is 14 months old now. So it has earned 5,000 pTGC since February, because I just restaked it February 10th. It has earned 4,993 pTGC. It has earned 3,514 pTGC for locking. And what else? I can't tell the reflections because I'd have to do a little calculation to see what it has earned in reflections. Hey, GT3, how's it going, man? There you go, John. All right. So if you hold pTGC in your wallet and you want to stake it, you're going to click on stake and then select however much you want to stake. If it's half, 75%, 100%, whatever. Okay. Real simple. Okay. And then you'll pay, transact in your wallet. Okay. And you'll have a stake. You can only have one stake per wallet. It's not, I mean, it's just a stake. It's not, and you're not even going to have a list of stakes. It's just like a stake. Again, no time commitment. If you want to withdraw all or part of your stake, or this is another word for like end the stake or withdraw. So you withdraw however much you want of your stake, and I'm not going to. I can't because it's locked. Okay. This stake is locked. And if you want to lock, by the way, you have to stake. So I can't withdraw anything. But if I could withdraw, if my lock was mature, I'd unlock it, then I can withdraw it, and I can withdraw however much I want. But I will pay 1% to all the other stakers, 1% of the principal. But in the meantime, I can claim my rewards, and I can do anything that I want with those rewards. I can add them to the stake. I can make an additional lock, or I can just take them as profit. Whatever I want to do with those staking rewards, I can do. Okay, now locking. If you have staked pTGC, then you can lock it. You select the lock button here. Select how much pTGC you want to lock and for how many days. Okay, is that pretty simple? Okay, let's talk about a strategy for locking, because one of the things that you might want to do is not lock a big bag for a long period of time. Been there, done that. I should make a t-shirt. What? Okay. I got really zealous about locking, and I locked a bunch. I'm actually happy about it. But if I had known then what I know now, I would have broken it up into smaller locks. Why? Because then if I decide to emergency end lock, I'm only unlocking a smaller bag, paying 30% penalty on a smaller bag. Does that make sense? Okay. Another thing you can do is, aside from breaking up a big bag into smaller bags, so you pay less penalty if perhaps you decide to emergency unlock. Another thing you can do is build a ladder, which I've done. Matter of fact, I'll just tell you exactly what I did. These percentages have nothing to do with any kind of numerology stuff. It's just it happened to be even. I'm an even number guy, and that's how it worked out. I have 88% of my pTGC in 10-year locks. Yeah, I went big. I love to go big. I want that unlock yield, and it has been good. 88% in 10-year locks. 8% in a locking ladder. And so I have pTGC maturing every year for 9 years. I don't know that I'm going to do anything but just let those locks sit there. And because guys, pTGC is the golden goose. I don't want to kill the golden goose. I set up a strategy, to where I could take those tokens home with me, but I don't have to. With 4% I put in 90-day locks, and those pTGC they do have a designation on them for me. So between the 88% in 10-year, 8% in a ladder, and 4% in 90-day lock, I got a 96.3%. So of my total pTGC, my total pTGC is earning 96.3% of the unlock rewards that it could possibly earn. And I have liquidity. I have liquidity with my 90-day. I'm going to have liquidity at the end of this year with that first ladder. And I have liquidity with all the yield that's coming to me from reflections, from staking, and from locking. It's a home run, in my opinion, hypothesizing where this ecosystem is going, of course. So I answered your question already? Yay. Tell me what your question was. I do want to know. Krill, please. I want to know what your question was, because we're here for questions. So struggling as bad as I have. Yes, God bless me with pTGC. That's good, man. Yeah, you and I, John, haven't you and I had some conversations in where was it? Was it in Telegram or I think it was on Twitter? Remind me. If you can just say yes and I'll know exactly who you are. And I think I know who you are. If I there's your question. If I don't emergency unlock, I don't get penalized. That's correct. I consider making a locking ladder to every year for 10 years. What do you think? Yeah, I like it. I like it. This is the beautiful thing, Krill, and everybody, is that what you can do is put in your locking, if you do a locking ladder, any kind of locking strategy, put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, I locked X for X number of time, and it's going to garner me X%, right? For the tier, and then put your whole strategy into ChatGPT and ask it to tell you your total percent. That's how I came up with 96.3% for mine. So I'm finally an A student. Finally an A student. You'll be surprised. The worst. Okay, cool, John. I'm with you, man. So the worst you can do in locking is 55%, and I know that's an F. You're still 55%. Okay, that's the worst you could do. You're going to do it. Go up from there. Yeah, man. All right, let's go. Let's go look at UFO. UFO going to take me about 5 minutes. All right. Okay. Same DApp, guys. Same DApp. Is John May the one and only? Yeah. Okay, I'm glad everything's working out for you though. It sounds, I mean, you're here, dude, and you got goals, and you got tenacity, dude. I gotta hand it to you. I'm impressed. There's some people that they just can't, they just don't make it. Life like destroys them, but you're not one of those guys. So UFO is on the same DApp. You got your staking here. If you want to go look at DAO stuff, go there. You can review the game and play the game here. And you can look at stats right here, which we're going to actually, we might get to that. Let's go to UFO token. This is more important. So UFO came out in May of 2024. In order to get to that DApp, click on UFO token. It'll bring you right here. So I'll click on it just to prove it. So here we are. And you can read about UFO, but I just told you a bunch. If you want to LP UFO with your RH tickers, click on UFO liquidity pools right there. And let's say you have some ink burning a hole in your wallet. And you're like, I got my UFO, I got my ink. How can I make this a happy marriage? Well, come to the DApp and click on manage pool over here. All right, you're going to click add liquidity. This is, dude, guys, the first week, I didn't know how to do this. I literally did not know how to do this. And it is so simple. I'm hoping I rolled my truck windows up because it's about to rain out there. I think I rolled them up. Okay. So you got to have equal parts of UFO and ink, and just select add new liquidity right there, guys. And you're going to make your LP, and you're going to take part of that 3% that is going to LP providers. All right. So what I recommend is after you've done that, go back to UFO token and select UFO PLP rewards. Click there. Because I want to see it. I want to lay eyes on it. Okay, here's one that I made, which is a UFO pulse pair. It's a million pTGC paired, a million UFO paired with PLS. All right. I better pop this up. Give me a second. I'll chat with you in a second, John. Give me a second here. So you see where it says UFO shares. That's supposed to be 1 million. It really bothers me that it's just a fuzz under. I should add like 0.08 UFO to that. I really should. That way it's an even million. Yeah, I should do that. So, UFO shares are very important. Okay, remember how locking rewards are kind of a superpower over in pTGC? Well, UFO shares are a superpower over in UFO. Why? Because you're you're getting in early on UFO. Okay, this is not my salesman hat. Okay, I am a salesman. I have that just kind of in my nature, but I'm not gonna shill stuff to you I'm not gonna shill attitudes or things to you that I don't really believe in. Okay, or have been led. Okay, because I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack, but I listen to people. I listen to bright bulbs. Okay, and I think I have some discernment about people and character, and I choose who I listen to very carefully. But I have done an experiment on UFO shares, and after a long time of not really understanding why these bright bulbs were like UFO shares, guys, get them while you can. Well, I did an experiment, and come to find out that okay, I got my UFO shares like within the first 10 days, that million shares. Now, I built a little spreadsheet and I demonstrated that if I were to undo that pairing, I got some more explaining to do. If I undid that pair and tried to get and decided I missed the UFO shares and tried to repair it again, it had cost me 2.6 times more value to get the UFO shares back. Why? The UFO shares are based on the number of UFO that are input into the LP. So that 1 million shares is because I input a million UFO into that pair with PLS. Million UFO, million shares. Okay, the prices are different now, and they were back then in May when I made this pair. So if I unpair, okay, I'm missing a key thing here. The reason it would cost me 2.6 times more today if I unpaired that and decided I want that million UFO shares back. The reason it would cost me more is because this LP has suffered because UFO has done so well. It has suffered impermanent loss. What does that mean? That means that the market valued UFO more than it did Pulse. So it bought more out of that pool, bought more UFO out of that pool, reducing the supply, increasing the supply of Pulse. So I started out with a million UFO going into the pool, and it's now 250,000, like literally 250,000 UFO. So if I unpaired that, I would have 250,000 UFO. Well, I want my million UFO shares back. Well, I'm going to have to buy 750,000 UFO to get my million back. It did all the math, come to find out that, whoa, baby, 2.6 times more value I'd have to come up with today if I unpaired it and put it back together. UFO shares are the superpower of the UFO system. So get them while they're hot. John May, the one and only. Getting land and getting out of this matrix. Ooh, yeah, man, I like it. Yeah, I think you're going to be in a different matrix, though. Yeah. Go live your dream, dude. Do it. I'm excited for you. And when you do it, tell me where you are. So I'll come visit. I want to see what you got cooking. When is yours? It was earlier this week. It was last week. Because today's Sunday. I want to say it was Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. Sorry. That was UFO's anniversary. Okay. Just a few more things in UFO. Okay, you're going to earn rewards for LP'ing in PLS. This wallet has earned 51,592 PLS. You can claim here. If you have multiple LPs, you can claim right here. Do not LP UFO and pTGC unless you know exactly what you're doing, because you're going to pay the fee for each of these going into it and coming out of it. Okay, so I just steer clear. Okay, if you have liquid in your wallet, you're going to show the reflections are reflected right here, 42,091 for this wallet. And I think that's about it, guys. I think that's about it for UFO. There's your token and contract address right there. Pretty handy. All right. What else, guys? What else? We have more. Don't you worry. We have more. Oh, yes. All right. Okay. We're going to do some stats. The light is changing in here. I don't have my lights on. It's pretty cool. It's all daylight coming in. I just love it. Let's look at the stats. And then we're going to go to the gear. We're going to show some gear. We're going to do some other stuff. We'll get out of here. We got to do the moon math, though. Where's that on the agenda? We're getting to it. Be patient, Prairie. Okay, stats. If you guys want to see the stats, how much we burned, how much is staked, how much is locked, and how much is just being held in people's wallets, there you go, man. And we got a new site that's being built. There is 12.3% has been burned. Here's the LP, 5.244 billion tokens in LP. It's actually more than that, but that's four main pairs. And we could burn 16% if we continued at the current rate. 16% in the next 6 months, guys. Okay, let's go, man. This wallet has earned in the 14 months that I've had it, has earned $12.56 in rewards. Not a lot. Not a lot. But guys, it's a million UFO. I mean pTGC. It's a million pTGC. And the volume has been I think we're gonna do better. Get your Gray's gear, guys. Right there. Gray's gear. You got ball caps, beanies, a different type of, this is like more my style. And then what else we got? These are all the hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, flasks, water bottles, cups, playing cards. That's my next thing. Mugs, shot glasses. All right, stickers. I love stickers, and they're all updated with the new logos. So I got to go peel stickers off from a bunch of places. It's all good. It's all fine. Now this one right here, I got this one. All right, I'm going to show it to you. $20. It's only $20. I thought it was going to be more than that. Okay, so here's mine. I'll show you mine, and I like it. I gotta admit, I like it on my phone. All right, I had a sticker on the back of my phone, and it was cool. This is better. So, yeah, guys, swag. Get you some swag. Just have fun. We're a meme coin, so just have fun with it. That's it. Okay, we talked about the locking tiers. You guys ready for some moon math? You guys ready to see where this thing could be going? Where did the pickleball rackets go? You noticed that too. I forgot to look, but I was like, the last time I looked at it, I walked away. I was like, there's no pickleball rackets. Well, I think what you got to do is get your own pickleball rackets and buy a sticker. And see, it's a tactic for us to buy stickers, because when you buy stickers, you're going to get a roll of like maybe 25 or 100, and you stick them all over, hand them out to friends, and put one on your pickleball racket. So yeah, I like that tactic instead of just buying the pickleball racket. But yeah, I love the gear. I love the gear too. Play golf, yeah. Let's play golf. You could teach me, dude. I'm interested. Yeah, the gear is awesome. Glad you guys like it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show the gear. Some people might think it's corny, but you like the way I think. I'm a sales guy, guys, at heart. Just don't ask me to tell you how much I've made in sales. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, I probably made more money in sales in this ecosystem than I have made in my whole life. I probably have. I would love to know, when I die and go to heaven, I'm going to ask the Lord, how much did I make for that Gray's ecosystem? It's a lot. I mean, I'm not speaking vainly. I'm just telling you what I think. Let's do it. Moon math. But I ain't the only one. I am not the only one that's made a lot of money for this ecosystem. And I probably haven't made the most. I'll tell you. I don't need to say his name who has made the most for the holders in this ecosystem. All right, look into pTGC, guys. This is it. Let me do a refresh here. All right. I told you guys I'm a sales guy. $17.28 a month, guys. Gets you look into ptgc.com. The whole thing. Like today, I'm going to show you all the tabs that are available to the non-subscribers. I've got an account, $17.28 per month, and you get access to the lock calculator, moon math, staking, reflections. My sheets that I update every day are in here, and there's more stuff coming. More stuff coming to this site. Look into ptgc.com. So, and if you put in the code, the Grays 28, and that gets you, it used to be, guys, it used to be $288 a month. I mean, for not a month, $288 for a year. You had to pay up front. Now it's just $17.28 a month. So there you go, guys. Moon maths. All right. I understand the risks. I like to think I do. Okay, so there's something that we need to understand as we go into this calculator. We're gonna demonstrate 3 calculators. Pretty sure it's 3. Yeah, 3. So we need to understand. I told you pTGC went to 1-to-1 with Pulse on August 26th. Since then, it's sitting at about 9, maybe 8, whatever. Let's call it 8. Be conservative. So it has done an 8x against Pulse in 7 months. 8x against Pulse in 7 months. Pulse has done nothing. The Grays have moved. pTGC has moved 8x against Pulse in 8 months. So we call that the X factor. We suppose that Pulse chain at some point is going to make a move. The market's going to decide, I value this thing, and it's going to increase in value. It's going to do X's. In this, we're going to put in 100x into this calculator because I think that in this cycle, I think Pulse could do 100x. Why? Because the average layer 1 does like 700x or 600x, something like that. So let's be conservative and guess that Pulse could do 100x. Let's also conservatively think that, well, pTGC did 10x. I'm going to round it. Well, no, we decided 8x, right? 8x since August. Do you think we could do 8x against Pulse in the time that Pulse does 100x? I do. Let's just be conservative on that one too and call it 5. Okay, so that's what we're going to put into this calculator. We put in 5 for the multiplier, what pTGC can do, 100 for what we think Pulse can do. And then you multiply those numbers. You can do this on your own. That's 5 times 100, which is 500. Multiply 500 times the price of pTGC today. And that's what we are hypothesizing the price of pTGC would be at cycle top. So let's do it. Give me a second. We're going to do Pulse. pTGC and Pulse, X factor of 5. Guessing that Pulse will do 100x. Calculate. Now, this is one of the free things on the site, guys. And if that happened, pTGC would be 11 cents. 11 cents. 500x from today. So, one of the cool things about those shutters are going to drive me crazy if the wind doesn't die down. One of the cool things about this site is the dashboard, guys. And one of the cool things on the dashboard is obviously, in addition to seeing the burn metrics, you can see a lot of other metrics. Price, volume. Volume's $48,000 today. 6 million in liquidity. And then circ supply, we just talked about earlier in the stream. 44x to a penny. That's what we're at today. 44x to get us to a penny. And then you have the 7-day average volume, 30, 90, 180-day average. volume. And then down here is there's some really cool stuff, guys, which is, 500x. Dude, Krill, there are people, smart people, that are like, we're doing more than that. and I do hope they're correct. But yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? Just hold on, Krill. And when we get to the lot calculator, you're going to like this. So what this does is it shows you the fee allocation. So it's the 5% fee. In 24 hours, $2,416 has been collected from that 5% fee from the volume on pTGC. And there's the 7-day, 30, 90, and 180-day totals right there. $4 million collected in fees. 2% at the Dow, 1% to holders, 1% to stakers, half burned tokens, half added to LPs. Yeah, man. $4 million in only 6 months at the bottom of Pulse Chain. Okay. And you get the same thing for UFO down here. Guys, this website is the bomb. $17.28 a month. You can sign up right here. Just you use that coupon code. Okay. And I think that's it for that. Now we got to go back to that moon math. I think we're actually done with the moon math. Yeah, let's bounce off of that. But just so you know, UFO would be the same. Like it moves up against Pulse. You can put in the same numbers. It's going to be the same number of X's. Okay, it's just going to be a different price at the end of the day. A different price outcome. I'm going to save, like Krill, we're going to save the locking calculator for last because it's my favorite. We're going to go into reflections. Reflections. Oh, I got to log. I am going to log in. Let me add to the stage after I log in. Okay. So normally I don't show things on the site on look into that other people are paying for just because it's not right. But the reflections is one thing that I'm going to do. And the locking calculator, I think the locking calculator is free. We try not to show everybody's the stuff that people are paying for. But I've talked to Kong about this. He's the developer of the site, and we decided it's okay to do the reflections. So, but if this is the thing, guys, you can connect your wallet to this dApp. And it, by the way, there is a dApp. You see that up there? This is a dApp you can connect your wallet with. And what's cool about nothing? Yeah, nothing in the world is free. We talked about it on Spaces the other day, didn't we? What's cool about this dApp is if you have multiple locks, you can claim all of them at the same time, whereas you can't do that on the main site. So that's really cool. Now we're going to do the reflections and analytics. So what this is, guys, is it's going to simulate, and like I said, you can connect your own wallet to it, and it will simulate at certain volume levels how much you would earn in yield. In reflections only. It's not counting the staking rewards and the locking rewards and all that. So we're going to try a demo wallet. We're going to calculate yields. Remember I showed you, like we just saw that pTGC's volume was 48,000 in the last 24 hours. That's pretty low. I mean, we have seen 2 million, guys. We've seen 2 million. So we're going to estimate that maybe we can reach 5 million during the cycle. Maybe we could do 50. Now that would be phenomenal. That'd be phenomenal, guys. So let's do it. Now, right now we're going to estimate $5 million in volume. What would that mean? Yearly returns of 27%, 146 million pTGC. But what's he starting out with? What's this guy starting out with? He's a shark. He has 571 million tokens. And his APY currently is 26%. Let's look at some of the other positions down here. We got a whale at that volume, and $5 million in volume. This is the number of tokens required, 2.97 billion tokens. He would earn $470 per day, or 2 million. 2 million pTGC. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret that I haven't told you yet. While you guys look at, okay, this is this guy's shark position. Have a look at this while I tell you this. The tokens that you're earning today, sure, they're worth in today's value, which is very low. Let's say you're earning 10 cents. you're earning 10 cents of tokens today. But tomorrow, 6 months from now, let's say they're worth $1. How do you put that? You're earning 10 cents worth of tokens today. So in 6 months, they've done a 10x and they're worth $1. But, you've been earning 10 cents every day for a while. What am I trying to say? I'm fumbling over my words. What I'm trying to say is that we're earning yield now that is worth it ain't worth much. But as time goes on and as the value of this token increases, the yield that we're earning and have earned is also increasing in value. Okay? So if you're earning, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million tokens a day now, what is that going to add up to in total? One, what's it going to be worth in total? Two, when we're at a penny and 10 cents or $1. Okay? You got to think about these things. So I'm hodling my bags. I'm stacking up tokens, just letting them add up and add up and add up, inflating my share of the supply while the overall circ supply deflates. And I'm just patiently working on my bags, working for my bags, going to work physically to make my living, and I'm going to enjoy that yield later. All right. You guys getting a look at that? That's pTGC. Let's go to UFO. What time is it? 1:27. UFO it's different. You're not going to be earning the staking rewards, which this doesn't show staking rewards anyhow. Calculate your yields, $5 million in volume, 115% annual return. This guy's a dolphin. He has 573 million UFO. And let's see. Here are some of the tiers. A shark has 930 million UFO. He would earn $41 daily at that volume and at these prices. Okay. Straightforward. Good deal. Okay. And I'll answer some questions. Then we're going to go into, we got to do the log calculator. I love that. Okay. Krill. I understand the gray is way better now. Awesome. And even bigger dedicated fan now. Yes. High quality product, these. Oh, baby. You should look at my tweet from earlier this week. It's the one you got to read. I wish I could. I'm going to get a slide together. I just have to do it. John May, just think when PTDs hits $1 and then how much yield a day you'll be getting. I just read into your message, didn't I? This is so big. I'm so happy to be here early. Good deal, man. You are here early. $1. Lol. Yeah, that could be taken a couple different ways. But I'm like $1. Lol. Yeah, man. All about it. Oh, I had a thought. I was going to tell you guys. We are truly blessed being here so early. You are so right, man. Hopefully that thought comes to me. I'm going to interrupt myself if I get this thought back, guys, because it was important enough. Let's do the locking calculator. I am going to share my screen. It's just not going to make you guys dizzy. All right. We have learned something very interesting from that experimental wallet that has 1 million pTGC in it. Oh, I almost had my thought. We've learned that on average, last year, there's been, and the average has increased recently. On average, there's 395 million pTGC early and locked every month. That means 30% of that is paid. It goes to other lockers because of the penalty. 395 million pTGC is early and locked. 30% goes to all the other lockers. Well, we can backwards math and figure out how much would be coming to us. And the calculator is built look into ptgc.com. I don't remember whether you got to pay for it or not. But let's have a look at it. So We got 395 million. What the calculator allows us to do is input our holdings and then our percent. Remember, I told you could put your strategy, your setup into chat GPT, and it'll tell you how much of a percent you've got. And then we can forecast a price. We can put in today's price if we want, whatever we want to do. So let's do it. Let's do an experiment. Oh, how about you guys tell me, how much pTGC do you want me to put into this calculator? How much do you want? Because otherwise I'm just going to put in 100 million. But give me a number and a price for somebody that holds X number of tokens and the price is now X. All right, we're going to see how much this person is going to earn in 30 days because that 395 million tokens is an aggregate of all the emergency unlock for 30 days. So I'll give you guys a second. There is the average. Actually, the average right now, guys, is more like I think we're at 600 something right now. We surpassed a billion for one. I think maybe 3 days we were over a billion. But yeah, I'm going to put in 100 million. If you guys don't give me anything else, I'm going to simulate. So we are 44x to a penny. I think we can do 500x. That would be about 10 cents. I think 500x was 11 cents, right? Let's do that. So let's say we're at 11 cents and we hypothesize, guys, 100 million. Hey, here we're on the same wavelength, man. Krill. Remember, we hypothesized that. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I am really not with it today. You might not can tell, but I can. But that's cool. 100 million tokens. You're driving now. Funny. We're going to say we got 100 million tokens locked up, and let's put that 97.3 in there. Okay. So this is my setup, 97.3. I can't do a 0.3. So we'll just do 97. 100 million tokens, and the price is now 11 cents. So that's 500x. Okay. We did the 500x. What are we going to earn in this month? Scroll down. $9,000. $9,000. Okay. In a 30-day period for locking up 100 million tokens. If this is the average unlock for that month, or the total unlock for that month, and the price is 11 cents, and this is our total percentage. Okay, what does that mean? All right, what does that mean? I want to lock as many tokens as I can because I want to increase. I can increase this number by increasing 4 different numbers here. I never really looked at it like this. If I can increase this number up here, and I have no control over that, but I can increase this one, and I can influence this one, and I can strategize to get this one. All of those numbers, this is the outcome of all of those numbers. You guys follow that? That is some cool stuff. Guys, I'm so excited about this ecosystem. What can I say? All right. We're almost done. We're an hour and 33 minutes. Somebody was thinking slow today. Ouch. These guys are having a wreck outside my window. Not literally, but they came close. Let's go to, okay, we did that. How to buy. Let's talk about it. Pulse, you go to, I got rid of all my bookmarks, and I don't have PulseX. I'm just going to tell you guys, go to PulseX. If you're interested in buying these tokens, you go to pulsex.com, set your slippage to 6% for pTGC because it's 5% tax, 7% for UFO because it's a 6% tax. Select auto router and go have you a good time. Get you some tokens. Buy them from a wallet you want to keep them on, because if you transfer them, you will pay the fee. What else? Oh, that's it for buying them. Pulsex.com. Did we talk about positions? Let's do that. I know we're going into overtime, but I do want to give you guys everything that I can. I know we're in overtime. I know I'm a slow talker. I'm a slow thinker, but I like to think I have something I can contribute that you guys can pick up. Hold on, guys. Where is my... Where in the world is my... There it is, buying positions. I got to find it. I have so many tabs on this sheet. I should probably just eliminate a bunch of tabs. I'm on the wrong window here. Bear with me, guys. This is a long stream. I know it. I mean, I don't listen to long streams. I mean, I do, but I mean, I get it. But I've got stuff that's valuable. Okay, so I just updated these last week, but I'm going to update them again. pTGC is 2263. Hold on. Let's go to this one, 2263. We actually went down since we did this last time. I'm not going to adjust the supply totals. UFO is 1502. You guys are very patient. And what does that mean? See this number up here? Okay, I'm a supply hound. I'm a yield hound and a supply hound. I want as much of a supply as I can get. I can get 4.79 times more of the UFO supply than I can of the pTGC supply. I'm not hating on pTGC. I love pTGC. I love UFO. But if this will help you, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you facts. You can, for every dollar, you can buy 4.79 more UFO than you can pTGC. And if you're after supply, a position of supply, it's a fact you can buy more UFO supply right now. There you have it. All right. Let me get back on track here. There you have it. Guys, join the Space Force. Join the Space Force. Like Kirill did. Team player. And now I understand there are some people that they can't do it or won't do it for whatever reason. And that's okay. Everybody's got their reasons. But if you can, just go to secretobank.com/Grace, upload your profile picture, adjust it, and then download it. And you'll have a beautiful, we've had a lot of new people join. 4 new people in the last, well, that's a double. I recognize him. Hey, that's you, dude. That's Kirill right there. Yeah, I love it. So we've had 3 new people in the last, whatever. Okay. In the last week, actually, which is not a lot, but every one counts. And then what you do is you update your Twitter, YouTube, and Telegram. And what does it do? Well, when you show up to a Spaces call, any kind of Spaces call, and you see a gold ring in there, you're like, hey, that's one of my buddies. That's my buddy in there. We're in the same, we're fans of this, like we're brothers, right? Okay, so do that. And then the last thing is I want to talk to you guys really quickly about security, just real quick. Only do crypto from a hardware wallet, and I don't have one to show you. I like the Trezors. Keep your seed phrase on stainless steel. Don't mess around. Don't digitize your seed phrase. Keep it very protected. Don't even whisper it out loud. Have multiple copies. Don't give anybody your seed phrase. What else can you say? Don't do crypto on a cell phone. I did crypto on a cell phone one time. I didn't get wrecked, but I did have a bad time. And I just don't do it. If you're keying in your seed phrase on a phone or any kind of device, you're taking a big risk. Okay, think about where this thing is going. Okay, let's say you just put $1,000 into the Gray's currency and you're hoping for a 500x. Do you know that if you're doing crypto on a device that you've keyed your seed phrase into it and you put it, you're like, it's just $1,000. Yeah, but dude, you're talking about $1,000 that could do a 500x. That's $500,000. Let's think future and set up our security posture now for the future. Okay, guys, I'm not barking at you. I'm only barking at the ones that are being a little haphazard. Everybody needs barked at every now and again, including myself. So please be careful with your crypto, guys. We want you to be safe. And this is me. I want you to be safe. I want you to crush it this cycle. And when you crush it, I want you to be able to take I want you to be able to keep all of your monetary value and not wake up, as many people have. I mean, they literally wake up, go to the computer, and have a huge disappointment. And I have felt that disappointment. A good chance you have too. And I don't like that feeling. So please set yourself up for success. That was funny, wasn't that, Krill? Love the golden circle. Yeah, updating my profile everywhere. Awesome idea. Awesome marketing too. It really is. Credit to Jake Sharp. I got it from him. He did the green circle thing, and it works. So, yeah, guys, it was fun, man. And John, Krill, where's Ayak? He's up there. XK Flow, Diamond Hand Degenerate. Appreciate all you guys being here, and hope you got something out of it. Let's go crush it this week. Let's crush the marketing. pTGC is being memified, and we are figuring out how to bring the meme people into pTGC. And we all know what meme tokens can do. This one's special because it's more than a meme. It's a meme with merit. It's a meme machine that is paying us daily. And when people come over and find out it's not just a meme, but that they're actually making additional tokens on top of their principal, they're going to tell all their buddies, all their other meme coin buddies, and guess what? We're going to have a big old dog pile on pTGC and UFO. So, but we've got to instigate this dog pile. So the main thing that I'm asking you guys to do, we're going to be posting AI videos from the main account, which is Pulse. Oh man, I don't even know the handle. Let me see if I can find it real quick. From Pulse TGC, I'll drop it in the chat. We're going to be posting AI videos from this channel, this Telegram right here, Pulse TGC, and videos can go viral. Videos get the algorithm going. Repost those videos. When you repost, always make a comment, always make a quote, because it helps the algorithm, and include the hashtags $, pTGC, $, UFO, pound, Pulse chain. Okay, include the hashtags, say something. You can be anything, make it positive, and do that quote post and post it to your Twitter whenever you see, and set notifications for Pulse TGC. That's another key thing I got to remember. Set your notifications. And let's get the word out about the Grays. We are meme coins, and we're going to crush it this cycle. But a lot of that depends on, right, all of us. So let's do it, guys. It's been fun. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you around the blockchain. See ya. Thanks, Krill. I really appreciate you.